I have with me today Mr. Christopher Carter, who has worked with companies in over 55 different industries. The fact that you've worked with that many industries says you have a lot of different perspectives from a lot of different angles. And his advice has actually been featured on Inc., Forbes. We've also seen your advice on Entrepreneur, CRN, and many others around the world. He's the founder of the best SAP companies to work with, named as one of America's top industry influencers by Mirror Review, and a go-to contributor for Newsmax TV for technology, and a four-time, this is really cool, four-time best-selling Amazon author, the #1 book series, Mastering SAP, and ACQ award winner for SAP services. You speak a lot on SAP, CRM's AI, and the entrepreneurial journey. And what my goal is in this podcast, because I know your calendar is getting booked up, as we were saying, for the next 30, 45 days, is maybe what we can do, if you wouldn't mind, telling us a little bit about your past, how you came present to where you're at, and what you want to do future state, and what some of those mission drivers are. We'll kind of cover all three on a high level, if that's fair.
Sounds fair to me. So, Chris Carter, let's start with my past. My past started in literally 1984 with a Commodore VIC-20 that I was given as a gift. And from that point forward, Commodore VIC-20, Apple IIe, the Atari 80. Of course, I was a big gamer back then. I was the one kid that was able to end all games from Pitfall to Pac-Man and Miss Pac. Then I started writing my own code. When I got my Commodore VIC-20 back then in 84, the greatest thing that ever happened is I made birds fly across my screen. I thought, this is awesome. Fast forward, I went to college. I went to Georgia Tech for computer engineering.
Oh, wow.
Literally got an internship at Coca-Cola and started my career at Coca-Cola on their SAP environment, which was the old mainframe R2, because my roommate didn't want to do boring, mundane stuff in the basement of Coca-Cola Enterprises. I started and I really jumped in with anything and everything. And when I jump in, I jump in. My poor wife, who tells me all the time, how does your brain work? Well, there's a little bit there, there's a little bit there, there's there, but it's compartmentalized, and I work on a lot of different things, and I love it. And then fast forward to the present, I run a group of companies. I've got AppRoyal, which does SAP services and support for companies around the globe. And I've got Mugatu AI, which is an AI-based solution set of companies that helps organizations with their AI journey in SAP and in other facets of their business needs. Then I'm Charging Bunny, which is an EV-based solar-powered charging entity that takes power from the grid, only gives to the grid at the end at 11:59:59 of every day. Power goes back to the grid. We get payment from that or from people using our services. I love traveling. I speak all around the globe. I'm very fortunate on that. I give away my books for free, my Mastering SAPs. Books. And now I'm up to 17 books that I've either written or co-written. And I love being able to, at the end of the day, help people. So that's where it leads me to my future is I love helping people to be able to get to that next step. As an entrepreneur, I've been very, very blessed with companies, with knowledge, with failures, and learning from those failures and success, and then failing again and going through that process. But I love being able to help bring people through their journeys and help them with their journeys. And so I speak a lot about that. Last year I did over 50 universities that I spoke at different trade shows and events all around the globe on different topics. This year I get to go to Amsterdam and Dubai and Germany and all across the US. And next week I'm in Vegas.
What are you doing in Vegas, if you care to share, or is it a secret?
No. It's the SAP kickoff meeting. So I'm going to be talking to folks there about SAP, about how the integration of AI. And we've got some new things that we're going to talk to them about. They're the executives at SAP and they're the sales force. I'm a lonely executive that sees what people are doing out in the ecosystem, what customers' needs are. And so I'm there to speak to them about that, about how to use and leverage AI, not only for their business, but for their customers' needs, and how to integrate all that together successfully. I'm really excited about that.
I wish you safe travels. Keep me in the loop. So let's go back a little to some key things you said. You had mentioned how you had just first started. You've seen the evolution of technology, #1. I mean, that's black and white, which is pretty cool. So, what comes to my mind right off the bat, since you're an expert and you're in the Wisconsin area, and Generac's a great company. I'm sure
Yes,
you've
it
heard
is.
of them.
I have.
So, love them. Great company. And I'm curious because that was a company that was founded by a phenomenal engineer, Robert Kern,
Yes.
and has seen technology evolve. And one of the questions I always wish I could have asked him before he unfortunately passed away, Robert Kern, founder of Generac, is just kind of like that evolutionary journey around not just the entrepreneurial spirit, but what we need to be ready for based on his experience. I think that's a good question to propose here for you. What do entrepreneurs, new managers need to be ready for now since you've seen that evolutionary journey with SAP, CRM? What are some things we need to be ready for with AI and the demand around skills and everything around that?
The biggest thing that I tell organizations now because of AI is they need to find and they need to nurture. It's a key term, nurture bigger, better, faster, stronger humans, because we are the ones that are going to run the AI. We're going to run the different personas. We're going to run the different LLMs. We're going to run the different customer scenarios. We're going to run your finance and HR activities within it. And I'll tell a real quick story. Is an
Sure.
organization I met with 2 weeks ago. They literally said, "Well, we got nothing from this. It doesn't work. It doesn't do this." I said, "Well, what is the tool you're using?" Somebody said Canva. I said, "Well, what are you using Canva for? That's a marketing tool." "Well, we were told we should use Canva. It's one of the best AI tools out there." I'm like, "It doesn't do anything on code.
Yeah.
Basically, you're a marketing person if you're using Canva. What are you using it for in your ERP?" "Well, can't we put our data inside there and make a spread?" No, I
In
literally just
Canva?
was like, "I don't know who told you this and how you and why you decided to do this, but let me show you what you can do with Canva." And I pulled up my laptop. "Here's Canva. Here's your marketing stuff." Well, I didn't realize that. And so
Yeah.
part of that is humans. Humans need to be educated on these. And especially if you're going to start doing personas and LLMs or SLMs, you need to make sure that you've got the right tool with the right people using it with the right data. And
Huh.
that is the basic. That is the baseline that you need to be doing.
I'm sure you go online on LinkedIn and Forbes, and I feel like we're in a time, Chris, where we have to, as professionals, though, have to evaluate our skills. One of the things you always hear in these weird economical times when technology evolves is not that your job's going to die, because that's like a fear. That's like a big fear I think people have, which is normal. But you do have to learn how to change with
Solution.
technology. I have a good friend who's very good at technology. For example, he's really good at Excel. He can reverse engineer, do everything, and is way better than me, in my opinion. Like I learn from him, like he challenges me. What do we need to embrace? You can use me as your avatar. Hey, Paul, here are the key skills you need with AI in collaboration with SAP. And you can speak on a high level because I don't want to like take anything away from you. But I don't know if that question makes sense or if it kind of can give you a good setup to answer that
No,
statement.
that's a great question because literally what we what we tell to humans in order to better themselves. First of all, what is it you're passionate about?
Right.
What you love to do? Then go out to Gemini. Go out to ChatGPT.
Gemini.
I am X. I am you're Paul. I'm Chris. I am Chris. I am 56 years old. I have been in executive management and technology companies. I love baseball. I love concerts. I love my family. I love these things. I only have a limited time left on this planet. What are some of the things that you, and I'd probably go deeper in that and done, but ask, how can I better myself to be able to use you better, Gemini or
Hmm.
GPT? And then once it goes through its process, don't take the first answer. Then go through and say, now please put this through the eyes of a 56-year-old white male from middle Wisconsin. What are activities that I could utilize?
Yeah.
Get granular. Don't just take that first answer. Oh, you can do this, 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 and this. If you really like concerts or you okay, now I'm 56, I'm about to turn 57. Tell me what I really can do and really push it. It's interesting. When you ask it if this is real data or if you can get granular, it will get granular for you. And then you review it again. Well, that's all well and good. But I have a wife that I love dearly who likes to travel. Unfortunately, I have 2 dogs. How can I get around that circumstance without having to
Hmm.
always board the dogs? And it's interesting. It'll literally have this converse. I will literally continue to have a conversation, but I've paid for those resources. So make sure, first
Right.
of all, we're not doing it on just the freeware. Freeware will give
Right.
you answers and you got to go granular. Go on to the paid subscriptions. I'm a big fan of Chat Hub, where you can have the
Chat hub.
8 boxes. I use Gemini all the time, Perplexity, Sona. I love playing on Sona for audio stuff and just get granular. It will really work with you and it'll open up your mind.
You mentioned a lot of different AI tools, and I don't know. I feel like with Claude, even, and so much is popping up. What I would be thinking of if I was an executive, like, and I'm just going to frame it from this, and I think this will help guide the conversation to the challenge I want to solve. Which one is the one to pick? Because everything I touch today, some have their own AI stuff. I see a lot of consultants now, like they charge a subscription for their AI personality that they get paid monthly for. But ChatGPT is $20. And what goes through my head, Chris, is why would I pay for your thing when I could just pay for ChatGPT? And I'm trying to layer in.
A great question, but
Yeah.
here's your structured answer.
Okay.
GTPs. If you can get these on my Chat GPT, I literally have a sidewall of all these LLMs that I've been creating over the years and GTPs that I can literally go into that and I can start with that. And it'll
Okay.
bring I'm at I'm in a SAP ABAP coder. I need to do this. I can start with that. That took years to master to be able to get to the right GTPs. I can speak this way.
It's all right. It's all good.
I can speak on that. It is so I have those all lined up. And I can start. So if I'm doing SAP or if I'm doing something with some other type of code, I can ping that or and have it starting from that book. If I'm working with my marketing team, my sales team, or if I'm working with someone that is, I'm doing demo activities around the SAP ecosystem or a cloud based system, I have something built for that. It's the knowledge that they bring. And I don't get deep into the weeds on some of those items that some other organizations do. We're basically AI, SAP, and cloud computing. We will literally start with those that we have created over years and years of trial and error. So individuals that we work with don't have to go through that trial and error process every single time.
I was in a meeting, and one of the things that we were in the meeting about was to brainstorm how AI can save money. And it's one I struggle with because I hear things like just to run a prompt in Chat GPT costs 17 times more power. Everybody had over 25 ideas,
Great.
as if we were all AI engineers.
Wow.
Since you're an expert, what are some pragmatical, practical ways that you're seeing in combination with CRM systems and AI can save money? If that question makes sense.
The cost of your time, what does your time cost you? I know what my costs me and I know what other my staff members time costs. Do I want to bill for their time or I'd rather have them doing multiple systems multiple times and saving time? I think that everybody's got so much finite time in their day as well as their life. And to use that to the benefit and the best way possible is critical. Two,
Right.
from a financial ability, organizations tend to look at what are the cost structures of my LLMs? What is it going to take? They look at their whole bottom line for cost of services or the clouds or
Right.
grid costs. And you can get all that hammered down. Well, if you start to compile that and compress that, now you're saving yourself dollars and cents on those activities as well. And then what does it save individuals, not only time and cost, to be able to do things bigger, better, faster, and stronger? And you
Mhm.
learn that, you know that up front, and then you put that into the system and you're able to do the speed and reduce costs at the same time. Those are benefits. You're coming
Yeah.
up with your personas, you're saving those personas, you're saving your LLMs, your GTPs, you're getting all that stuff through course of time. Your upfront cost is going to be much greater and your back end cost is going to be much less. And so you have to
Mhm.
figure out where that comes into fruition. and how that's going to play within your organization. But you need to know that it's going to cost you up front to build that up before you start to really get the benefit of it on the back end.
It and I know this will be kind of like a soft question, and there's no way to fully answer this question, but
I'm ready.
I know, right? But you had said there's a lot of upfront costs to do
Mhm.
this AI right, but then there's the reverse. What would you say is a pragmatic timeline? Is your prediction? You invest this much, or is it just like, who knows?
Well, it's very difficult. It depends on the individual sitting in the seat. Depends on the
Right,
systems that you're using. It depends on your
right,
data. You have clean data, crap data. Have you archived? Have you done anything
right.
with the data
That's
from your
fair.
company? It's got so there's so many different linear components that all come into place to make that assumption. I'll give a generalization. The first year is going to be your most expensive because
Okay.
individuals, if you're an executive and you're smart, you will find the people in your organization who truly want to be the ones that play, and I stress the word play, in this sandbox. Because if you're playing in the sandbox, you've got it up here where you are willing and able to play and build. Just like when we were kids in sandboxes, we all played and we wanted to get up. You need that as an adult. You need those adults and they're playing on the systems to make things happen because they're the ones that are going to learn and save their personas or GPTs and LLM.
Right.
And they're the ones that are going to help others. And then they're going to bring other people into their playpen. They were like, hell yes, let's start
Yeah.
going. Then you start vibe coding. Man, I'm telling you, Paul, vibe coding is one of my favorite things to do. I don't sit into the sandbox as much as I used to as a younger man because I have to
Yeah.
run companies. But when I get into I did literally 2 nights ago at an event I was at, they offered vibe coding, and I was one of the first people that I was literally number 3 signed up. I sat in there. We had our, you got anything from Lovable to others that you're sitting there playing with, and we just vibed. And it's a great hackathon. Those hackathons with AI are
Yeah.
phenomenal because the knowledge we all share and we pick up from each other. Nobody knows everything in this world except for maybe AI. But when
Right.
humans get to do that, that's when the magic happens. That's when the Disney
Hmm.
magic stars should be shining all over my head and instead of that big light spot.
What is for context? Because you said you were passionate about vibe coding. For
Right.
somebody who's maybe new to AI, because I still meet people who are new to AI. Like, what is that? What does that mean on a high level? Because like I know AI. First, people think about is prompting the AI
Mhm.
typing. What's vibe coding in context? Is it the similar or is it different? Just because I haven't heard that term
Yeah, it's
before.
very, very similar. So you go onto these different sites that are out there, Lovables and all these different things where you can build sites, you can build apps, you
Okay.
can build solutions. So you go out there and you literally start brainstorming. And before you put it into the mechanism, as a matter of fact, it's kind of funny. I literally have it. I know I'm leaning over to this computer because
It's fine.
I've got Replit and I've got Lovable up on this site right now with 2 different Geminis right here and my chat hub. And that's what I was using for my hackathon and my vibe coding 2 nights ago.
Oh,
And
really?
I will just give it prompts. I'll give it ideas. Hey, I'm thinking about this. What about this for an app? I'm got people that are in this ecosystem or in this industry that need this, this, and this. Then I'll take some of that. I'll take it down, put it into one of the solutions, and literally it can be either for applications or for design, and one
Really?
can be for websites. And I just start playing. And if I don't like something, I just change it. Hey, please change XYZ or change this code, or I'll go in and recode something. And that's vibe coding. It's literally using this and just spewing out anything you think is fun.
Okay.
It's a basic hackathon. And so
Okay.
anybody ever wants to vibe code and we want to do it remotely, I'll do those all the time as well. I'll sit in my hotel room and I'll get on some sites and be like, okay, who's vibing on tonight? What are we doing? What's our hackathon mission? And
That's interesting. I haven't done it. That's why I was genuinely curious.
I will send you a link next time we jump into
Yeah.
one. I think I might be doing one while I'm in Vegas. I'll check and see. I know you're going to
Yeah.
be gone for a while, but I'll make sure I get you involved in one. It'll be fun.
Yeah. When you're in Vegas and you're teaching, are you going to be training anything on the AI agents topic? Because I feel like there's a lot of press around AI agents now.
Mhm.
Being able to, and the only thing I'm using ChatGPT for right now is I save a lot of my prompts in like Word, like just being real. And
Google that.
I save it and I kind of use like frameworks to leverage it to help me with like a task. If I'm doing show notes, and I'll use it for like SEO, or there's like vidIQ, I kind of use their AI, but it's a little bit niche. I haven't dived into AI agents at all.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if you could speak to that, or if that's in your wheelhouse, or would you say you're still peeling that onion?
Well, every agent is different and unique in some way, shape, or form, and not every one of them is the same consistency across the board. You're going to find as you play in that sandbox which ones you like best and which ones you want to use and how you want to use them. You can't use the same ones the same way every single time. So it's
Hmm.
one of the items where you literally have to, that's why I say get in that sandbox and play. Everything's got freeware nowadays. Go out and play with an agent that you want to try. So, what is the one agent that you like, Paul? What's your
I
favorite?
don't. See. I don't even know where to start. That's why I'm asking. Well, I know that it has that feature. I'm thinking of the lowest common denominator, who's trying to go from ChatGPT to now using AI agents. Like, where do I even start? And I know I could probably look up YouTube videos for this, but I figure why not ask you what your training is around that, or if
So,
there's something you're diving into there.
our team dives into those all the time. We've got hundreds of agents. Especially with
Hundreds. Oh wow.
MVP, there's literally 400 agents that you can utilize in it, and we're still trying to educate ourselves on those and trying to figure out which ones are the best. You can get agents literally from Google. You can get it from ChatGPT. You can go out. Even if you're in one of the tools, the main tools itself, just talk to them and ask what agents do you recommend for XYZ? Ask.
Okay.
It's funny because I asked Gemini a lot of questions where some people might say, "Oh, it's kind of hokey." No, I'm going to have a conversation with my agent. This is my guy, Gemini, right here. That system, even though I've got two browsers open, it knows who I am. It's got all my tags on one side. It's got all my chats, my conversations, and I start having conversations with it. Give me this. Give me that. Go out there and ask them, and then talk to them about who you are. Who are
That's
you? What do you
crazy.
like to do? What do you like to have? And have them build an agent or have them guide you to an agent that is pre-designed. Because you can go on GitHub and people like ourselves, we throw our stuff up on GitHub. Use our
Yeah.
agent if you so desire, if you feel that that's the one that's best for you. Because
Hmm.
I've never been, I guess I've never been a populist because I don't need people to vote for me for president or whoever.
Yeah.
What I want them to do is I want them to vote for me, the person that's going to give them the right information at the right manner to help them. So help yourself by having the conversations with your AI tools, and they're
Hmm.
going to help you. They're going to help you become a better you. That's what I tell the kids in college all the time. These agents and these tools are going to help you become a better you. So ask it. And the more it learns about you, the more it's going to go. And that's why I
Hmm.
do the paid subscriptions. I do the pro subscriptions because I wanted to continuously learn about me. You've got ChatGPT. If you go in ChatGPT, tell me or give me what was the, it was give me the evaluation of everything I asked you in 2025 and come up with a scenario of what were my biggest problems and how did we solve them? Or it'll give you this whole thing of what you learned in ChatGPT in 2025. It was pretty
Hmm.
cool. I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty much of what I did.
That is cool. I like that. Tell me about your books. So you said you're giving your books away earlier for free. And how do people access those books? Is it just on your website? Tell me about that.
There's a combination of a couple of ways. I give them away every time I go out somewhere and speak. I literally have a box down here, and I bring 50 to 100 or whatever the case may be with, and I give them to everybody. They can go out to my. I've got a link on my LinkedIn. It's my favorite place to go. If you want to contact me, if you want to have a cup of coffee or a bourbon, hit me up on LinkedIn. Make sure you have a profile picture, though. I'd never accept anybody without a profile picture.
I
Have
know.
a profile picture, then let's talk. I'm willing to bring any book anytime. I'm willing to send you e-copies, and they're all free. They're there to gain knowledge. The Mastering SAP series is now 6 books. I've got 17 total books that I've created and published on Amazon.
Hmm.
Blessed that 4 of them went bestseller. surprised me. I'm always willing to have a conversation with somebody with a cup of coffee or bourbon in my hand and talk about anything technology.
Have you seen these news articles where people are marrying their chatbots? I don't know if you've seen those news presses. And like a part of me sees that when I see like the news and I see like somebody going and marrying their chatbot. And dude, the first thing that comes to my head is that's not a way to have a relationship, number one. Number two, I think those are outliers. There's a show on HBO called it's Florida Man. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No.
It makes me think of that show. It's basically these crazy stories of people in Florida. You know, Florida. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida,
Yeah.
so I kind of connected with it in that regard. But what's your take and perspective on that as like an SAP AI expert when you see those stories? I'm just curious when you see that, what goes through your head? Do you kind of have empathy for them because you see how good the technology is? Is it kind of like, all right, this is ridiculous? Where is the crossover? Let's blur some lines a little here.
If people feel the need that that's the direction that they need to go, who am
Yeah.
I to judge? But at the same time, I also feel that there's something going on in their life that something's missing, or maybe they weren't loved enough as a baby, or that's not normal behavior.
Yeah.
You do that? No. Do people do it? Yes. It's a very, very small percentage, thank God. But at the end of the day, you're right. It is not a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship is a two-way street. It's vibrant, it's mental, it's physical, it's spiritual. It brings everything together. Some days are going to be positive, some days are going to be negative, but you learn from those activities. And I don't think, well, you can't get physical, but sure, I can touch the computer here. I'm touching the camera. I know I just
Yeah.
and I'm touching my mouse, but at the end of the day, it's you're dictating to the AI to a certain degree. It is not a Phoenix, the gentleman, River Phoenix, the Joker. He did that movie where he fell over
Yeah.
his butt with his Alexa or something like that.
Was it Joaquin Phoenix you're referring to?
That's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've only seen the first joke. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I remember that movie or show. It was like Her.
Yes.
That's what
Her.
you're referring to. That's what it makes me think of. Yeah.
And is that healthy? No.
Yeah.
So, but I'm never going to tell anybody to do something that they feel they are comfortable with. That's the way they want to live their life. That's on them. Don't make me if you sit there and have to dictate my life because of something that you're doing. And it's that way in a lot of different things, no matter if it's political, if it's social, if it's politics, if it's race, if it's whatever. I don't sit there and do that either. At the end of the day, if they're happy for themselves, good, you're happy. Then I'm happy for you. But don't make me live that life for you.
You know what's crazy about that movie you just referenced?
Yeah.
I think that came out over a decade ago.
Really?
I think so. I mean, I remember when I first was
Hmm.
dating my wife. I don't even think we were married yet, or maybe we were in our early days.
Okay.
That's when that movie came out. Isn't that kind of weird to think about that movie and then like 10 years later you see it on the news? It's kind of creepy.
I will definitely have to go see how long that is.
I have to go look that up. I want to speak to the CRM a little more because you also talked about entrepreneurship, that you coach newer entrepreneurs. If you're a new entrepreneur, and since you're a SAP CRM expert, I feel this is a question that you could empower. Layer one, here's some good CRM solutions to consider if you are just starting out or you don't have much of a budget. Level two is this that you want to upgrade to. And then level three, in my mind, is Salesforce and SAP. Let's start at level one and work our way up, if that's fair.
There's a company called Go High Level, and they've got a CRM package. It's got an SEO package. It's got marketing. It's got workflows. Got all these things with it. Very inexpensive. Really robust, though. As a matter of fact, we are moving to it from
Really?
HubSpot. We've had Salesforce, we've had Pipedrive, we've had HubSpot. I really like that tool. So that's a base level, and it's a great price point for people. It's got great tools in it for workflowing and being able to follow up and to do the activities that you need. And
Yeah.
that, in the day, is basically what we all need. It's got landing page capabilities. It's got solutions wrapped around it. I'm not selling it in any way, shape, or form.
No, no. I'm
All
with you. I'm just
it-
curious.
We decided to acquire it, and now we're going to transition all of our HubSpot in that. I was having a lot of problems with HubSpot to the point
Interesting.
where everything that they said that we should be using, you had to buy a new subscription to, you had to buy the sales, you had to buy the marketing, you had to buy this. And finally, I just said, I'm done with it.
Interesting.
And it was funny. I found that Go High Level, the tool, literally at a convention that I was at. These people were giving away these really great, thin, kind of like what I'm wearing now with my Tommy Bahama, these styles. And I liked it. And I said, hey, you got a triple X over there? And they did. They had a triple X. So they threw it to me and I was allowed to have it. And I said, can I take some of your information here? I'm be interested. I literally went to my hotel room and that night I literally looked them up for hours and started going in and doing some research. And I called my CIO. I got a question for you. Have you ever heard of these guys? Have you done? He goes, well, I've heard of them, but blah, blah. Literally, and within 48 hours, made the decision to buy the tool right then and there.
I remember I used to use Zoho back in the day.
Yep.
Would you say that blends into like a level 2 layer, or would you say that that's also it will serve both a level 1 and level 2 player just starting out tackling the CRM world?
So high level, I would say would be 1 and 2, and then Salesforce would be a 3. HubSpot is between a 3 and a 2. Pipedrive is probably between a 1 and a 2. Zoho is probably more of a 1,
Yeah,
maybe into a
familiar
2.
with them.
What's the other one? I would say those would be the mains, and then SAP
Okay.
is definitely level 3.
Yeah.
It's a big boy tool.
No, I've used SAP a lot, and even to this day, SAP is tough. Let's reverse engineer. If somebody is wanting to fast track their SAP or CRM, let's talk about your process. What people could expect if they say, I want to have a consultation with Chris to discuss my level 3 challenges
Sure.
around CRMs. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about your process, what people can expect when they could start working with you, and what kind of going. I know we spoke a little bit about that, but since we're on this topic,
So we do SAP services, we do other organizational services, cloud, AI, licenses and such for them. When they contact us, we ask them several questions about what it is that they're having the pain with. So we can get what they feel that their pain is. If we come in there and we have a conversation and we hear from others that the pain is in different areas, well, then we need to adjust that to make sure that everybody's happy. We do the technical side, we do the functional side, we do the hosting, the services, ongoing support. So, based upon what an organization needs, is it management? Is it the upkeep? Is it the data? Is it bad data? Are they getting where individuals do they need an organizational change management activity? Maybe the person who used to run everything and was my CRM guru hit the road or God forbid passed away.
yeah,
Um, that those things happen all the times. Do they not have their oral CM in place? What's interesting, I walk into a lot of SAP companies and they have zero organizational change management. They don't even have
hmm,
they don't have anything. And literally, it's funny. You get some of these companies that hand you this booklet and say, okay, you know what? Here's what you got to do. Like, what? Or a binder. And so old school nowadays, where literally instead of watching videos and going through soaps and going through actual services, or having an AI bot in the screen asking when you ask it questions, it helps you, walks you through, shows you on that screen, so you can then do it in your screen. We're
and you set that up, right?
we set that all up for organizations to be able to take that on, and it's there 24 by 7, 365. It's one cost, and it's a yearly cost, and it's done.
Interesting.
It is so efficient, and you're using your own system. So a lot of companies, you probably are familiar, are still on ECC. They still
Hmm.
have to go over to the S4 and they got to go to RISE. So they need to be able to understand what's happening now and then what is going to happen once you move and how the changes affect. We set up systems in the organizational change management, OCM, and we set that up so they understand using their own codes and their own Z codes and things because those Z codes all go away in the next version of SAP. You do not get to make massive wholesale changes like we used to do. And so
Hmm.
um, we have to set that up and we want to make that efficient for them as well.
What's the Z code?
It's when you make a full on modification to an SAP
Okay,
environment. When you
that's
make
it's called
full
Z code.
we put it into a Z file, and that Z file is the absolute production code change for that component that you're playing with. No matter what module you're in or what environment you're in, could be sandbox all the way to production.
What do you think is the common denominator you're going to hear in 2026? What are you predicting? I know you haven't gone to Vegas yet, but what's your assumptions at this point?
So I'll take it from both the SAP side and the global initiatives that are going on right now. We're still going to hear AI, so that one I'm not even picking. But
Yeah.
for me, from a global perspective, it's the human needs to be more involved with AI to make it successful. People need to realize AI is not taking their job unless you're solo level with code or something. That bigger, better, faster, stronger humans are what's needed to be able to make that AI work best for your company. So that's number one in the global entity in my mind. Two, in the SAP ecosystem, it's going to be change. People need to change their mindset because they have to move to S4 on Rise. These companies build these software applications to better their customers, not to just squeeze them for every dime and penny. It's to help make them the bigger, better, stronger version. And remember,
Hmm.
0.7% of every single penny, nickel, dollar, dime, $100 bill goes through an SAP system at the end of the day globally. 90.7 of all financial transactions run through an SAP system. Visa, MasterCard, American Express, every one of the big banks across the globe. Everybody. And so to stop innovation, to stop the activities just because you're worried about your maintenance fees, we'll negotiate them better. But
Yeah.
you really need those tools to better yourself.
I guess I would think that the SAP people have the most leverage, and maybe that's why there's resistance to it. It would be my assumption
At the
in
moment,
that context.
also the context of what am I getting for this? What is my real true value of this? And if you don't have a partner that's giving you what your true benefits are as a customer, that's on you and your partner. Your partner needs to do better. Then you need to call me and I'll tell you exactly what you're going to get out. Because I'll do an assessment. I'll have our team go through your company, soup to nuts, and we'll extrapolate from S4 Rise down to your current environment, all of this activity. And it might even be less people working on your environment. Move them to project work. Look at what's happening at Harley. They've got a gorgeous S4 environment almost going for the ECC, and they're going to go
Yeah.
through the new CEO is about innovation. The old CEO and the old CIO who well, I don't know if he retired, but he was asked to retire. Uh,
Hmm.
they did some things. I don't like some of the things they did, but I love some of the things that they're using it for,
Yeah.
especially for their marketing, especially for their activities. They're That's an initiative that's going to help them because they're innovating. And I still believe that S4 Rise helps you innovate. Personal
Interesting.
opinion, but opinions are like butts. Some are bigger than others.
Tell me about a core story to you, Chris, that what motivates you to do what you do, that keeps you going every day, and that makes you enjoy this type of work that keeps you going.
I've got a story. It is the story of my passion. I love helping others. I love helping customers. I love helping my staff. I have a group of companies that were in a third party data center that they hired us to run all the SAP for, but they were the data center folks and they didn't want us touching anything in there. Well, they
Hmm.
got hacked several years ago. And it
Hmm.
took down all of our customers, our co-customers. Literally in one of our systems caught it and it just started rattling through our company. The reason I do what I do is I literally stayed up for 40 hours helping myself.
Hmm.
Pain is my pain. Their positivity is my positivity. I get a little choked up because I remember them thinking this is one of the companies was this is $1 million an hour outage. They got hacked on their infrastructure side, and it was it was a hack that went on um, across the globe. And we initially started seeing things and started shutting stuff down and doing. Well, we had to reset all their systems. We had to get everything back up. We had to build new infrastructure for them with the help of that organization, move them into clouds. And I do what I do, and I stay up 24 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours because I care about them. I love I love getting calls, Christmas cards, you name it, from people that I've worked with or activities and people. And that's why I do what I do.